Welcome back to Virtual Reality Game Dev Ed. This is the third tutorial video for our friend codenamed B. Okay. Today I mentioned we will be getting into another program that comes with Unity called MonoDevelop, and that is what we use to actually edit scripts or the programming. You can use any editor that you like, it doesn't matter, but this one happens to come with Unity and is very nice and easy to work with. So that's the one I'm going to show everybody how to use. Okay, first thing we need to do though is change our scene up a little bit here. We're pretty need to develop a little bit of a scene. We don't really have anything going on. We've things matching and whatnot. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, right click over here, create a new folder. You can call it yours whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and call this materials. Okay, then right click on this folder again and create a new material. And I'm going to go ahead and call this one green. Okay, now all you have to do is just come over here, click at the top, pick a color you like. I'm not too picky. It's very easy to put it on it as well. All you have to do is literally drag it onto your scene. Okay, now we're going to right click on the materials folder again and create another material and call this one red. You can call yours whatever you like. Now I'm going to make a nice red. Okay, and then I'm going to drag this onto my cube. Okay, so now we have a little bit of difference in color. We can tell what's going on a little better. It's a lot nicer. I'm also going to move my camera up just a little bit. That way I can see the top of my cube. Okay, now, again we left off the last time. We were moving really slowly, so let me first show you the neat thing about the inspector. Here we can come in and literally all you have to do is open this up. Come down here to max ground acceleration. We can literally edit variables that are in our script without actually going into the script and editing anything right here through our inspector. And I'll show you what makes the variables show up and what keeps variables hidden later. But go ahead and just make that say 300 or something like that for now, right? Also, you know, we do have the ability to jump. So let's go ahead and click play right there and see what happens. Yeah, that's right. We're moving a lot better. Now, again, I'm just using my arrow keys to move. That's coming from this script here, the first person input controller that goes ahead and makes my keys act, and the character motor with the jump allows me to literally jump, pressing the space bar. The space bar is Unity's default jump button, which is pretty neat. So there we go. So now we have a little bit of a scene going on. Our character's moving a little bit better. Things are looking nice, right? So let's make it even better. When we play this right now, one thing we notice is our character doesn't exactly change directions. When we press sideways and whatnot, he just kind of, you know, just keeps facing the same way. We don't want to do that. We want him to move directions a little bit. So go ahead and come up under your standard assets folder. Open up the sources under your character controllers. Open up the sources folder and open up the scripts folder under sources. And we see this odd item. The neat thing, again, about the inspector is it will give us a preview of what this script is. And this all looks a little scary right now, but don't worry. We'll go over what all of this is. But the first note I want to show you, I want to tell everyone about is these little dashes. Now, these two dashes actually nullify everything after it. So that's how we leave notes to people when we write scripts, free scripts like this that we give out. One thing we can see right here, the very top line says, this makes the character turn and face the current movement speed per default. So that's exactly what we want. So select your cube, go ahead and click and hold that platform input controller and bring it down to the very bottom. You want to bring it down to where there's extra space so you can see the little plus button. Go ahead and add it to it. And now let's click play and see what happens. Yes, now when we press, I'm pressing forward and also the side button, we see him rotate towards that direction. Now he's facing sideways, back to forward, right, any which way you want. Very convenient, very nice. A little bit more realistic, a little bit more character to him. That's nice, right? Okay. Now, we also want to give him a bit more character. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and change the size of the plane. That's a little big. We don't really need it all that big, so go ahead and change that back down to 5 by 5. Click play and see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's much better. The sides are much easier to reach now. Okay. So, the next thing we're going to do, double click on your cube to center that. We're going to give our little character a bit of character. Okay. He's just a little cube, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to add cubes to him. Put in another cube. Let's first go ahead and take this and put it at 0 so we know where it is. Let's take our first cube and rename it cube body or whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You always want to rename the objects, that way you know you don't lose track of them. I'm going to go ahead and name this one cube head. Okay, and then I'm going to scale it down to 0.5 on all 3 axes, however you say it. And then we want to put it about on top of our other cube, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want it there. Okay. Now, if we click play right now, we're leaving our other cube behind. That's not at all what we want to do. So, obviously I named him head. This is going to be my little cubey head. So, first thing I want to do is literally attach this to the body. The body is my main work, so I want to literally click and hold it and drag it to my cube body. And now you see it becomes a piece of that. Now when I click play, my other cube follows me. Yes, how nice is that? Okay. Now I want to give him a couple little cubey arms so we can tell which direction he's facing. So go ahead and create another cube. We'll go ahead and set this at 0, 2, That way we know right where it's at. And this time we want the length to be the same, but we want the height only to be about 0.2 and the width to be about 0.2. Okay, now we have a nice little cubey arm, right? We rotate so we can make sure we're lined up right. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that's centered. Okay, looking good. Right, now this will be my cube arm left. And one thing I want to do, I just want to take the exact same thing and put it on the other side. So I'm just going to come up here, edit, and duplicate it, and then drag my duplicate over to the other side. Put it about right again, so it's on about the same place. Okay, and this one I want to rename to cube arm right, or whatever you want to name it. And then again, I want to put both of these attached to the body. That way it all sticks. Now, we have a basic little being character body thing. He moves around quite conveniently, quite nicely. Isn't that cool? Oh, and he'll fall right off the edge. Okay. You can go ahead and make more materials, make more colors for him if you want. That's fine. But basically, that's the beginning of our character. Now, we want to go ahead and create another cube. We're going to give him a tail. Put this one as 0 as well. That way we know right where it is. I'm going to scale this one to 0.3. Okay, pick it up, move it back. I'm running out of time in this video. This is going to be a 2-part video. Okay, put it behind him somewhere there. Okay, now I want to, while this is selected, go ahead and edit, duplicate it, move it back behind it a little bit, and scale this one to 0.2. So it's a little bit smaller than the other one. And now, instead of making these actual objects part of this first one, what we want to do is go ahead and rename this cube tail front and cube tail back. Alright, now that is where I am going to stop this video because I am out of time. In the next video we will go ahead and get into MonoDevelop as I show you how to make these things smoothly follow this so it kind of acts more like a tail rather than being locked to it like the head and arms are. See you next time.